Manny, and these are my musings. So, this video is going to be a little bit different. It's basically going to be me talking about week probably list of the media that was important to me when I was coming out to myself, both as bi, gay, and just figuring myself out. Yeah, for context for that last statement, I identified as bi for like 11 years. Now I identify as gay. So I'm just gonna be talking about some of the like stories and music and stuff that really sort of inspired me along that journey. The first one that I have on the list is South of Nowhere, and I have a story for this one. So, I don't know how many of you have heard of LexCon, but it's basically an LGBT con that was formed after Clark and Lexa from the 100, and Lexa was killed off and Clark's still alive, but they killed off Lexa. And a lot of people really sort of resonated with the relationship, myself included. So I went to that con and I met the two main actresses from South of Nowhere. Now I must have been like so starstruck at that point because like they both hugged me, like they hugged me, like that literally happened. Like I still can't believe that happened. But it was so awesome, and I was like, wow, like that just made my day. And made my life because I'm still talking about it. But yeah, that show, I don't even remember where I watched it. But anyway, I watched that show like years ago at this point. Like probably around the same time I was getting into like 100 and stuff. So probably around like 2015, 2016. And I remember watching that show and just being like, oh my gosh, like first of all, how did I not know about this earlier? Because it aired in like, what, 2000 something? Like, how did I not know? But I was so glad I found it when I did because it was very, like, helpful to me. Because I probably am more like the one character, like, I forget the character's names now. The one, like, with the blonde hair, her. I'm probably more like her personality-wise, but, like, I really identified with her a lot, and I could see a lot of myself in that character, and yeah, it was just great. It was really great. So, the next thing on the list, which I also met two people, two of the amazing actresses from the show at FlexCon, and the show is Carmilla. It's actually a web series and a movie, but yeah, Carmilla. And I know a lot of people think like, oh, it's so corny, so this, whatever. Like, I genuinely, unironically, genuinely just enjoyed it. Like, I was just so excited. Like, there was so much representation. There was non-binary characters. There was supernatural shenanigans going on, and like I just like that. I just like supernatural. So I was very happy to discover that show, and I was very happy after the 100th time I came that Carmilla and Morris were right. So and that they decided to make a movie as like a sequel to the web series. That was really cool. So that story just like it made me feel so seen and so like well represented. Like you could tell there was a lot of work that went into it, and like sorry, but there's more to me than like clever lines and like quips and whatever. And like obviously everyone's different. Like everyone has different tastes in the stories, and that's fine. But like I don't find a little corny. I don't find a little corniness. I think it's kind of cute sometimes. And the next one on the list is Imagine You. That movie, oh my gosh, so beautiful. Like, I forget the other actress's name, but Lena Headey, who played Cersei in Thrones, she's one of the main characters, and the other character, I genuinely can't remember the actress's name, but like, it's such a good movie. If you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. Basically, this woman gets married to this guy, and that's just how the story starts. Like, she and the other woman, Lena Headey's character, is a florist. So she delivers like the flowers for her wedding or whatever. And they end up falling in love. And one of them, the other character ends up realizing like actually, yeah. So can relate, can relate. Luckily I never like married a guy, but yeah, can relate to like just being like, oh, yeah. So that was very moving. Like just seeing LGBTQ plus characters being protagonists is like so important to me still, because often we're like side characters that like no one cares about, but actual protagonists, not so much. I hope to teach that if I ever get anything published. All my characters will be like LGBT. Like I like representing people and representing the world in all of its glory and diversity. So yeah, there will definitely be a lot of LGBT plus protagonists. I'm not sure I have anything to say about it. So yeah, the next one is also a movie. It's called Debs. It's basically that these like young women who are like spies, and one of them runs off with the criminals they're catching, and they fall in love, and it's like very cheesy, I admit, but I don't mind cheesy. Like I said, I find it kind of cute. I find it kind of funny, interesting. So yeah. But I have two later is another one. Really like enjoyed that one. It's like this girl, her parents and like her friends like basically call her in for an intervention, and they're like, yeah, you're gay, and then they send her to this like place to like supposedly like get rid of her sexuality, which is not even a thing, but I guess it can work if you hate yourself enough, but I rather not. So yeah, people would not want to hate themselves. So yeah. So then, the main character is played by Natasha Leone. She falls in love with another girl at that place, and like it's all about their story. The next one on the list is Under, even though they betrayed me because of that. Jason Berg, you're on the list. You and David didn't play from Game of Thrones. I may not be holding much all these years later remarks though. Yeah. And there's just anyway. Like don't kill off my favorite characters. I do want to say that I do appreciate the 100th show, like did have representation for a while, but it just like got rid of it by killing us. And I'm like, why would you do that? First of all, Brooks was an iconic character, she was a really good character, and a lot of people were for Quack's. Yes, there were dark fans too, and I'm not saying like that they can't exist or shouldn't exist. Like Quack's body, she can be with whoever he wants to be with. But I really was a Quack's fan, and I just like had such good chemistry, so many like interesting parts of their story, how they were like sort of on opposite sides, and like I just love that kind of thing, you know? I love the enemy style for story, I really do. The next two people on the list are actually people, not stories. I said Chapel Rowan and Zolita. They're two singers that I absolutely love. Chapel Rowan I'm like just getting into, but Zolita I've been fanning for like years at this point. And her music is very gay, because she's also gay. And they so like it's really nice to have that representation in music, because I feel like there's like still not much of it. Like I'm really happy, like some people are not known like travelers, but I'm really happy that there are like options for people who are straight who want some music to relate to, because it's always good to be able to relate to things. The next story on the list is Warrior Nun. If you haven't seen Warrior Nun, like Netflix canceled it, I am forever mad at them for that. But the first two, like there's only 2 seasons, I believe. Yeah. Or no, 2 seasons. Yeah, because they were supposed to get new for season 3, but they didn't. And well, I don't think they were supposed to, but well, I think they should have. Personally, I really enjoyed the show. But Ava and Beatrice, Ava is pretty much like Jesus in that show. Like not exactly like Jesus, obviously. Like, but basically, she becomes the next warrior nun, and she's meant to like save the world and stuff. So it's semi-Jesus-ish. Obviously, and it's like she comes back to life after she was like killed. That's a very interesting story how that happens. Basically, they're like there has to be next warrior nun, but they were just looking for like face to hide the thing that makes the warrior nun, but like then it goes in deep and instead she becomes a warrior nun, so like a whole thing. But Ava and Beatrice, their relationship is so beautiful. Like I just love it, and I really wish we could see more of it. And we could be nice. I don't have it on the list, but I also want to add A League of Their Own, the TV show, because Dan Carson, love, and that is another show that was canceled too soon. It only had one season, but like, go watch it. Go watch it. You won't regret it. Go watch it. It's like, it's an amazing show, and I do not understand why news networks like refuse to renew these shows that are so high quality and so good. Like, what? Get yourself together. Speaking of canceled too soon, the next show on the list is Sense8, which is my villain origin story, because when Netflix canceled that show, I was so devastated. Like, that is my favorite show ever. I'm not even joking. Like, that's my favorite show I've ever watched. And I still can't find a show that matches my personality and my preferences as much as that show did. And like the messages and like just the way the characters are written and the story is written is just like amazing. I love it. So that show has like so much more representation for me. Like there's Nomi. She's trans and she has a girlfriend named Amelia, who's played by Frina, who also played Martha in Doctor Who. So I already knew her. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's Martha, that's Martha from Doctor Who. And I was so like happy to see her again in Sense8. And like that show also stars what's his name? I'm forgetting the guy's name. He was one of the doctors. One of the classic doctors, which I still have to watch Classic Who. I know. I'm bad fan. I've just seen movies so long. But I want to watch Classic Who. I do. Sylvester McCoy. Yeah, that's his name. So, he's also in Sense8. Very small part, but he's in the show, and he's a very interesting character, I think. Yeah, so that's how we know, And then the other LGBT syndication is one of the other Sundays named Lito and his boyfriend Orlando. And like, I just love a show that's so like genuinely inclusive. Like, not only like LGBT representation, but like that was part of it. Absolutely. Definitely attracted me to the show. But the characters in this show come from all over the world. And there's like I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've watched the show. But I believe that the 8 main characters, 4 of them are white and 4 of them are people of color. So it's somewhat like equal in that sense. And it's like, it's just a very good show. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't seen it, only 2 seasons, so it's a quick watch, and you will love it. If you don't, then you just probably don't get it, because a lot of people do say it's a bit confusing. I didn't find it so, but a lot of other people I've seen talk about it online did, so mileage may vary, but that show is my absolute favorite. And without that show, I would not, like, I don't know. That show just, like, encapsulates my, like, life philosophy. I don't know why. It just does. And then finally, last but not least, another show canceled by Netflix, Teenage Bandhandlers. Like, that show was so fun. Do you hate fun, Netflix? Do you just hate me specifically? Why do you cancel all the shows I like? But yeah, Teenage Bandhandlers was really good, and I'm trying to remember the characters' names that were like dating the kids. I remember their ship name, but I can't remember. Oh, I think it was. Oh, got away from me. I think it was April and something with an S. I think. Yeah, I can't remember the other character's name, but it was a very good show. I genuinely loved it. It was about these two twin sisters who like become panhandlers to get money to fix their dad's car because the car had to go somewhere or something. And then yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that goes on, and it was a very fun show, a very funny show, a very like interesting story, I thought. And yeah, so honestly, the common thing between all these is that they were all things that helped me to come to terms with who I am as a person, sexuality wise. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!